So, something you might not know about me is that I am obsessed with chess. Currently, I'm saving up for this championship set. It's so expensive, so it's gonna be a long time. And while chess is over 1500 years old, it is still one of the most popular games in the world thanks to the internet. With sites like chess.com, look at this 164,000 people playing right now, and just in one day, 13.8 million games. This site is so cool, by the way. They have puzzles, learning materials, lessons. And a lot of people thought that the AI revolution, computers getting super smart, would actually destroy board games like chess. But it actually has led to a revolution of people having equal access to the wisdom of grandmasters. Now, back in 2020, I know a lot of you probably watched The Queen's Gambit, fantastic show based on a wonderful book. There's also a behind the scenes on Netflix, which I don't think a lot of people know about, which is pretty cool. You get to see Anna Taylor-Joy talking about her process. And this show really sparked a revival in a game that was already thriving and was continuing to get more and more players, more and more grandmasters who were achieving that distinction younger and younger because more and more chess knowledge is readily available. And one of the things that's so cool about this game is that rich or poor, young or old, like anybody can play. If you're curious about the impact that chess has had on the world, I really suggest the 23-minute mini documentary on Netflix's Explain series, just called Chess. There you get to hear from the number 2 best grandmaster in the world, Hikaru Nakamura, who is wonderful, super brilliant, and he's kind of like their chess consultant for the documentary. He also has a really cool YouTube channel where he uploads really consistently, and he just has incredible stuff where he teaches you about different opening strategies, how to play your middle game, how to play end games, and then you also get to see his matches against some of the world's best players, and it is like literally blood sport. If you've always wanted to learn how to play chess but just aren't really sure where to start, maybe you watch those videos and you hear them using the terminologies, saying the rank and file, the numbers and letters in which the pieces move, and it just sounds too confusing. A book I really recommend, who is written by another YouTube streamer who's really popular called Gotham Chess. His name's Levy Roseman. He wrote this really fantastic book. You can buy it in ebook form. I'm not being paid for this, by the way. I just love this game and want more people to know about the resources. You can buy this book and it like goes step by step from introducing you to each individual piece and then talking you through like it's just a smart way to lay out a book for a newcomer to the game, someone who doesn't really have a background in it. You can also follow him on YouTube here. His name is Gotham Chess on YouTube. He's right now in the process of trying to become a grandmaster. So for those who don't know, being a grandmaster in chess is like the equivalent of the NFL Hall of Fame. It's like beyond the NFL. It's like you're already at NFL level if we're using football as a comparison once you get to that master, international master level. But to be a grandmaster or a super grandmaster, which is an unofficial title for grandmasters who then just go on to achieve even bigger things, you have to be like one of the best of all time. You can see that right now there's only like a handful, like 1,813 grandmasters in the world, and think about how many millions upon millions of people play this game. The other distinctions, which are also extremely hard to reach, but are perhaps reached by greater numbers, as you can see, are International Master, FIDE Master. FIDE is like the chess federation that ranks people using a system called an ELO score. It's kind of confusing, but your ELO score is like a mathematical equation based on like who you play. You get a certain number of points. So if you have like a probability of winning a certain number of games against someone with a fellow ELO score, you're gonna if that probability is like pretty equally matched, let's say you both have an ELO score of 500, then the amount that you win for that game won't be very much. But if you're a 500 ELO score and you play someone who say has a 2000 ELO score and you win, then like the probability that someone's so much better than you that you would defeat them is not as high. So like then because you have defeated that probability odds, then you're going to get more points and your ELO score will go up by a greater degree. I have just recently got back into chess after a long break. I played as a child and I really loved it when I was little. My grandfather Ramon, he was like a really excellent chess player. My father is also an excellent chess player and he taught me all the basics. I was in chess club. I had like a chess tutor. Classic nerd sheet. And I will say that in college I played occasionally, and then like once the Queen's Gambit came out, my like interest, my like hyperfixation and my OCD like renewed, and I got a chess.com account. Not this one, this is a brand new account I just made a few weeks ago. And I just started like obsessively playing again. But then I had this like traumatic experience that I won't go into on here, but that derailed me from, it was like not chess related, but it kept me from a lot of the activities I enjoy in life. So I didn't play for like all of 2023. And then when I was in Spain, which, I was there like all summer, I got back into chess because the workspace that me and my best friend would go to, they had an amazing chessboard and she and I would play. And then she got me this amazing chess set for my birthday, and I've just been practicing every day. And so I made this account a few weeks ago and I rejoined chess.com, and I really like that they have the different players leagues. There's 9 different players leagues that you can join. And so far I've been number 1 in my first 2 leagues. It doesn't mean that much to be number 1 in the leagues, because it's just merely a mechanism of like how often you're playing, because, just by probability statistics, if you just play on the site like all the time, you will win a certain number of games. And for the Players League, you get like 15 points every time you win a game. And so if you just like play like a ton of games, then you're going to like, obviously, like if you just have more free time, you're going to like be number 1 in those leagues. So I am proud of that distinction, but it's not as impressive as like, say, having an ELO score that's really high. And my ELO score right now is not very high. So I need to like do a lot of work to get it up there. I think that I just need to focus on playing games that are more where I don't like impulsively take pieces as soon as they're offered as sacrifice to me, because I think something that I struggle with in chess is it's very hard for me to turn down a piece, even though I know what the strategy is that they're trying to do. So I just need to be like more calm and allow the opportunity to pass and continue to set up my middle game or set up my end game. There has been a few instances where I've like defeated like a really high ranked player on here. Normally they don't let you do that though, like let a high ranked player play a low ranked player. Like I'm low ranked right now, and they call it sandbagging when a high ranked player will like play someone who's like low ranked like you are, because they want you to play always people who are within a few hundred points to like keep it fair. So I don't actually know how those high ranked players came up on my like automatic refresh, but whatever, that's a story for another day. But anyways, if you want to play me on chess.com, you can add me as a friend, or you can just like search my name and like challenge me to a game. Right now, I'm number 4 in my little bronze league, which is the 3rd league out of the 9 that they have, the 3rd little division. My ELO score is still pretty shite, but I'm working on it. Also, a lot of the top chess players' games can be like studied online. So like, for example, a lot of people know Magnus Carlsen because he is one of the greatest chess players of all time. He's from Norway and he has had the number 1 ranking. I believe he's won the number 1 spot for the past 13 years in a row. And I think he said that he's not going to play world matches anymore because it's too stressful for him, and he has more to lose than he does to gain, because he's like at the top of his game. So like, why would he set himself up for a potential loss, which I think is good. I think it's like akin to like Taylor Swift making more space for others in pop music. Like the number 1 person, I think eventually should just like, okay, it's like you've had your run, now let other people be number 1. But if you want, you can watch his games online. There's a lot of games where he's like played people on Street Chess. I think he also has a YouTube channel. Hikaru is he's an American player that has the most, I would say, robust YouTube for like resources, games to watch. And then of course our Levi Roseman, our Gotham chess guy. I think that I'm going to start talking about chess a lot more on this channel. It's something I'm really passionate about, but that I haven't really talked on TikTok or YouTube about. I think because I'm not a ranked player and I'm not like very good, but I still like know a lot of the moves and I'm really passionate about it. And so maybe I'll start like documenting my journey as I get better, as my ELO score goes up, start maybe live streaming some of my games, so you can see the mistakes I make. We can learn together. I can learn the skills along with you. But I really just am such a fan of this game. It makes me so happy. I play with my dad often. I have really fond memories of playing with my grandfather before he passed. Me and my best friend played literally almost every day in Spain. It was so much fun. And this game makes me so happy. It like brings so much joy into my life. And I think, and also I forgot to tell you, it's so good for your brain. I mean, you can Google the stats and the studies about it, but it's really good for your long-term and your short-term memory. It's good for your reasoning. There's also some like shaky studies that like it can help prevent panic attacks. They're still working on that, but I read this really interesting article that was talking about that. So all in all, it's just a fantastic game, and I recommend that you play. Join chess.com. You can learn really quickly. They have you can play bots, you can play a computer, you can play your friend, you can play random people. It pairs you up with people from around the world, and then you have this passport feature. So every time you play someone from another country, you get their flag in your passport folder. So far, I've played people from 84 different countries. I always think that's really cool. Okay, I'm about to run out of time because I only set the timer for 10 minutes here, but I love you guys. I'm going to talk more about chess. Let's fucking go, chess.